there's always going to be the us against them mentality between, DOT and trucking companies. It's always going to be that way. It's just, it's nature.
Yeah.
But man, they got a job to do. And whether I agree with how they do it, or whether or not I agree with the rules they're trying to enforce, and I don't with a lot of them, because I don't feel like they're as much about safety as they purport them to be. But it's their game, and you got two choices: either play it by their rules, or go find you another game. And we love what we do. We've grown up in it. I mean, I can't think of anything else I'd rather do, other than just be independently wealthy and not do anything, but I don't see that happening. I'd say this was our 6th or 7th audit overall.
And every time before...
Satisfactory. In the past, we weren't really hassled about fuel stops matching. The rule of thumb was, as long as if you have a fuel ticket for February the 19th, then you log being in that city on the 19th. This last time, no, we want timestamps. We knew what we were doing. We knew it was just a matter of time. This time, though, they were just adamant that they were going to check us a lot more thorough. In the past, I think they may have not hassled us as much, because over the years, our drug testing system was always well above and beyond what their minimum requirements were.
Okay.
And we had done that by choice.
Right.
And we kept it that way. And I think that kind of shifted their attention from some other things. We were pretty hot and heavy on it, because we knew what the aftermath was going to be. And we found out pretty quick, the reality of that. Immediately there were brokers who, look, we're not going to load you. And, over time, more and more brokers started to drop off and say, hey, we can't touch you, okay. There were some who would say, look, as long as you can show us in good faith that you're making an attempt, we'll keep working with you. But even those at some point, hey, we got to drop you. So, it's been tough the last couple of years dealing with that. We brought in an outside log auditing service to help us with that. We thought, well, hey, look, we'll just start auditing the stuff. We'll tell the drivers, look, you got to do this, you got to do that, and we'll just have somebody else checking it. Surely, that looks good. They're a third party. They're, impartial, other than the fact that we're paying them. But that didn't work. What we noticed was that once the conditional took effect, roadside inspections spiked. And when they spiked and we were still on paper log, violations spiked along with it. So we actually went backwards after the conditional. We actually looked worse after the conditional than we did before, which triggered the audit to begin with.
In terms of the CSA.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
So were you guys above the intervention thresholds in the CSA score before the audit?
Just hours of service.
Just hours of service, okay.
We popped a triangle on hours of service, and they said that's what triggered the audit.
Okay.
So, and that, hey, like I said, we knew. I mean, my brother, we had gotten to the point where we could pretty well predict when we were about to get audited. You just get a feel for the way things are going. They're going to be here. They're coming, This time, unfortunately, we were more right than we wanted to be.
Right.
But it got kind of frustrating, though. Obviously, dealing with that and that plan not working like you wanted it to, and then losing business. And then after about a year, I guess, we started fielding phone calls and emails from direct customers. And, hey guys, what are y'all doing? We looked at this, it's been a year, my safety department's all over us, I can only go to bat for you for so long. And then, you start getting rejected on bidding on new business, and that starts to really irritate you. And the officer who was on site, who did the audit, he had been here 3 or 4, the previous 2 or 3 audits, he had been the one to perform them. Nice guy, great guy, former truck driver, hey, and in the past, he'd like, look, guys, you look good, but you need to work on this, you need to work on that, and hey, okay, yeah, we're on it, hey, look, all we know is satisfactory, and just keep on trucking. After he came to us, and we knew as soon as he wanted the timestamps, we're cooked. But he sat down, went over the report with us, showed us what he was turning into his superior. He said, look, if you call my boss, if you can make a good enough case, he'll probably, just upgrade you and it'll never even become public record, which, hey, we're all over this, So we called him. He's like, no, that's not how it works. It's going to be on the internet for everybody to see. You're a conditional carrier. You have to formulate a safety plan, present it to me, and then we'll go from there. And he's like, I'm going to tell you right now, don't send me a bunch of crap just trying to pile it up on me, to dazzle me with BS. So, all right, so here we go. We, on our own, with no outside help, try to formulate a plan based on some certain criteria that they had laid out, and it was rejected.
It was rejected, okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't even look at it. He's like, no, I'm not even going to, no.
How much time are they going to buy them?
Probably 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Once you get into that conditional thing, man, my thing is, okay, you do wrong, you get punished. All right, even a convicted felon at some point serves his sentence and gets out. Maybe does some probation, whatever. But in this, I mean, it's like, I even called and I was like, well, what do we do? And I spoke to another consultant before we latched on with the one we ended up hiring, and he said, well, the best I can do for you is get you a non-rateable review. And I was like, well, I don't want that. I want a satisfactory. He said, oh, it's no different. I said, I don't care. I said, we want satisfactory, but we want to be satisfactory and know that we got it.